So the question on everyone's lips at this moment in time is, who is Honma and what are the new TaylorMade drivers all about? And welcome down to Finch Weekly. This is your weekly look at the biggest stories in the world of golf. If you are new to the channel, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button and share this video around as well. And as always, these episodes are interactive, so make sure that you comment below on everything that you see in today's video. Let me know what you think about the topics discussed and your point of view upon them. And the first place we are going to start is with Honma. Now, Honma have been around for quite some time. So they actually started as a slightly different company. I can't remember the name, but their first official launch was in 1963. So, these are a company with heritage within the golf world. They are based in Japan, and as always, whenever anything from Japan comes into the Western market, everyone gets very excited because Japanese steel certainly has a mystical quality about it for a lot of Westerners. Samurai swords and all the rest of it. And of course, we're talking about them now because they have just announced the signing of world number 2 golfer at this moment in time, Justin Rose. Now, lots of people within the industry kind of knew that Rose was going to switch away from TaylorMade this year, but not many people expected him to move into Honma. And the reason it's slightly confusing for a lot of people as well is because Justin Rose is such a consistent player, such a consistent golfer, and is steadily risen up the world rankings, of course hitting world number 1 for the first time this year. Why would he make the change? Well, the first thing to say is he's changed, well, how to put this delicately, you imagine he would have been paid a lot of money. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. If he thinks that the product is good enough and they're going to pay him to play it, good luck to it. Now, Honma do a range of different clubs, and some of them are a little bit expensive. I've seen a lot of people commenting about Honma being the PXG of Asia, and when you do have a look at their product list, there are some things which do cost a pretty penny. But the specific line of Honma clubs that Justin Rose seems to be using is the Tour World clubs. Now, they are still going to be priced at that premium mark. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But it actually appears that Rose isn't using anything in their current line. So everything that Rose has at the moment is stamped with Rose Proto, and you can see here the nearest examples which Honma have to those clubs. Now, this isn't completely unexpected, so a lot of the Tour Pros do use other types of irons than what the manufacturers actually sell to the normal consumer. One of the big differences at this moment is going to be TaylorMade in their new drivers, which we're going to talk about in the second half of this program. But it does seem slightly strange that they would put him into these Honma sets and then not getting playing something that consumers can buy. So whether this muscle back design, which it appears to be, is going to be coming to the mass market, we'll have to wait and see. Now, this is all part of a push by Honma to try and penetrate the Western markets. Now, they're owned and they're backed by a lot of capital, and they obviously feel that now is the right time to try and really access this Western market in a way that they haven't done before. And on the face of it, going for the number 2 player in the world, well, that's a pretty good way to go. And obviously these discussions must have been stretching back a fair few months, possibly to when he was number 1 in the world. The question I've got to be asking you guys is, does Justin Rose actually move the needle for you? Because when I see Justin Rose, I see an ultimate professional. The way that he works, the professionalism that he shows. He's an inspiration to me as a professional, trying to get better in all aspects of my game and also my work, if you want to look at it like this. He exhibits every quality and characteristic that you would want. But is Justin Rose going to excite Dave from Solihull enough to get out to the shop and buy Honma products? I'm not sure. But what it has got people doing is talking about them. There's absolutely no doubt that this initial launch, it's got people, me, for example, but everyone else on social media as well, are chatting about this pretty extensively. So as far as the launch goes, job done. But as always, make sure that you comment below and let me know what you think about them signing Justin Rose and what you think about Honma in total as well. Okay, let's take a jump into the world of social media and cover some of the smaller stories which have been coming out this week. Now, the first thing I want you guys to do, if you haven't already, is check out GM Golf on Instagram. He's posted a couple of videos in the last few days with the trick shot, but also a little bit of a compilation of his journey so far. I highly recommend that you check this out. He's a great guy with some amazing trick shots, and I think he could, enliven, bring joy and a smile to your week. If you like trick shots. If not, then maybe not. And it obviously goes without saying that it is exciting to have the 2019 season up and running already. So the PGA Tour is stopping in Hawaii this week for the Tournament of Champions. And there's been plenty of posts on social media from the players out there in Hawaii. So Bryson DeChambeau, Cameron Champ, and these two players are two golfers who I expect to have very big seasons this year. Cameron Champ, just because he is strong enough to overpower the majority of courses that the PGA Tour plays because of the way they set them up. And Bryson DeChambeau, just because of the way that he played last year. And certainly listened to a podcast that I did recently. I mean, he's off the scale mad, but the way that he talks and the confidence that he has in his game at this moment in time, I would expect him to win multiple times again next year. And by next year, I mean 2019. I'm still getting used to the change. And it goes without saying, you need to know the new rules. So here they are. So the key highlights for me is the search time reduced from 5 minutes down to 3. So the ball moved during the search, no penalty as well. Free relief anywhere on the course from an embedded ball. That makes complete sense. You got dropping from knee high, which really doesn't bother me that much. A lot of this is such common sense, and it's good to see that golf is evolving and it's allowing itself to change and not being shackled by some of the stupid rules in the past. The only thing which I wish they would have actually brought back is stymies. That would have been great. Bring back stymies. And now on to the big club release of this week. So this is the M5 and the M6 driver from TaylorMade. And as you would expect, they are making big claims about this driver. And although some of it's a little bit wordy, it does seem to make quite a lot of sense. So a lot of people would have seen the tealers about those little screws on the face, which apparently don't make too much difference if you actually strike them out of the screws. What they're actually for is that they inject the face from either side depending on how much they need to after analyzing the club face with an algorithm to see if it's the fastest that it could possibly be. Now the reason for this is what they're saying is that when they manufacture drivers in the past and what their competitors do as well, so this is what they're trying to do to separate themselves from the market, is that the hotheads, so the ones with the fastest ball speeds, they're shipped straight off to tour and they're given to the tour players. And again, you would expect that, you know, with the tour players, they're going to get a lot more coverage if they're smashing it out there a gazillion yards than Dave from Solihull would on the 12th hole at the Belfry. 12th hole, is that par 3? I think that's a par 3. Okay, maybe not. So with the new manufacturing process that they're going through, they say that every club head now is going to be leaving with the same potential ball speed. The twist face, which was introduced last year, that is remaining. And they've also brought out a titanium fairway wood, which I'm relatively interested in testing out. I can imagine that that's probably going to be pretty beastie. They're also bringing back the D-type driver, which I know a lot of you guys will be interested in. That just gives that slight draw bias to help with a slice. Something which is flown sneakily under the radar after today's announcements though from TaylorMade is the TP5, the TP5X ball. They're also bringing out a new version of that. Now, for me, that's actually one of the most impressive things that TaylorMade have brought out within the last 2 to 3 years. This ball is definitely up there with the best in the game in that premium category. So I'm almost as excited to get hold of that and give that a go as I am the drivers. So guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, please comment below on everything that you've seen in today's episode of Finch Weekly. Make sure you like that video and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Make sure that you check out the video from yesterday, and I've got the Quest for the Open vlog dropping at the end of the week as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you down here next time.